Now I would log in as end user or employee level, and the only option available to me is how to evaluate myself. Under this option, I would get a range of features, but I would like to illustrate some of those things. To start with, the system would demonstrate or illustrate the competence model that has been designed and assigned to me. Each one of the components have got predictors, and I'm expected to actually score myself against the components of this competence model. The highlighted branches of this model are where I have not quite met the benchmark target because of lack of experience or lack of knowledge or whatever other attribute that is desired for that predictor. Just to illustrate one of these, I will take, for example, a value for this goal, which is lack of new learning. And if I look at the predictors of this, here we have a number of documents that I need to deliver as evidence for fulfilling that particular criteria in the model. So I can upload a particular document here and say, here's my evidence, here's my degree, or here's a letter of recommendation or a letter of satisfaction from the client. So those documents can be uploaded and attached to the right parts of the model as an integral part of the overall assessment. What the system generally does, after I go through evaluating myself against each one of these parameters, the system automatically computes and translates all the scores into a competence level. There are 5 competence levels in CASS. These can be changed, but by default, we have got 5 competence levels. Level 1 stands for an apprentice. Level 2 is a supervised practitioner. Level 3 is unsupervised practitioner in any discipline, in any profession. Level 4 is for an expert, and level 5 is for a discipline leader. Therefore, the system would translate all the computation and the scores at these lower levels into a competence level. For this particular illustration, we have competence level 5 minus, which means this individual is really given credibility of the evidence that is provided, and the line manager needs to assess and review this. He has scored at extremely high competence level for the evidence provided. The other facility we offer here is a report. The report would highlight the characteristics of the role and any comments captured by the end user or by the line manager and areas of deficit. So here it is, a personal competence development report. That would be my property. That would be the end user property. That is not necessarily for the line management or for the organization. It highlights where the end user needs to focus on developing their total competence. Therefore, I can evaluate myself at any time in the life cycle throughout the year and decide where I am with respect to the expected performance and the individual components of my role definition, and decide what action I can take. So unlike traditional appraisal systems, we have a round-the-clock available system for personal development. The principal benefits of CASS over the current annualized appraisal system is that, first of all, it seriously addresses competence on a model basis and on a comprehensive basis. We cover essentially everything that we instinctively recognize as competence for anyone in any role. The other benefit in general is that I have, as an end user, access to the system throughout the year rather than a week before the annual appraisal to go and polish certain reports, etc. So I can focus on my own development, and the idea is that if I become more competent, the organization has more value gained from my efforts and from my contribution to the organization. So the system is very transparent, very objective, and it essentially provides an open and level playing field for everyone in that role to demonstrate how they are growing and contributing towards the organizational performance. It can be used from developing the individual to identifying specific talents in the organization and more or less ensure the sustainability of future growth.